Hello, today I'm remaking my video on blipless joins. I was asked by a reader quite a while ago to demonstrate how to make the pattern from that video, from the original blipless join video. It's quite a simple thing, but as it was requested, here I am making it again, and it gives me a chance to redo this old video on which the sound wasn't very good, I think. So here we are, just a series of rings and a lock chain to feature the two colors used in this pattern. So two colors, two shuttles, one color in each shuttle. For the sake of quickness, I've just tied them together today. But if you wanted to hide your ends, I have a video that shows how to hide the first end in the first ring. Then you can hide your second end in the first chain, or you could hide your second end also in the second half of your first ring if you wish, using a magic loop. But for today, just tied in a knot to be quick. We're going to get started straight away. The first ring starts with 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a picot, 3 more stitches, 1, 2, 3, 3 graduated picots, so a short one, a longer one, and a short one, 3 stitches, 3, a picot, and 5 stitches to complete the ring. 2, 3, 4, 5, and close the ring. And I'm not reversing work because we're using lock chains, so it's not necessary. So I'm going to wrap for a chain, and I'm starting the lock chain with a second half unflipped. I just think it fits nicer under the ring and it fills the gap. So first half, you see it's the blue thread wrapped around the purple thread, so it's not flipped, and I just pull it tight. And now we're going to make a lock chain of 4 stitches. And a lock chain is made with the first half of the double stitch flipped as normal and the second half unflipped. So first half flipped as normal, so it's the purple thread wrapped around the blue. Second half unflipped, it's the blue thread wrapped around the purple. And this is what makes the pretty 2-color pattern. So that's 1 double stitch, if we can call it like that. They don't really look like double stitches when you make a lock chain. So that's 2, 3, 4. So you can see it makes a nice little, look a bit like little arrows, nice pattern in 2 colors. And now what we want next is to make a ring in blue. But as you can see, the blue thread is facing down, not ready to make the next ring. So what we're going to do is use what is often called the shoelace trick. It's really just like when you're making the first knot, tying your shoelaces. So I'm just going to tie them together like this. And when I tighten the knot, I make sure the blue's facing up now, as you see, and the purple is facing down. So my blue thread is ready to make my next ring. So we're starting again with 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're ready to make the first blipless join. So you pull a loop through as for a normal join, like this, but you don't pass your shuttle through it. You hold it in the pinch, make the first half of a double stitch, as if making the next stitch. Now pass your shuttle through the loop that you've been hanging on to, like this, and then you tighten all this together. You have to jiggle a little bit to make sure everything comes around all nice and tight, and then you complete that with the second half. Now, I know in my first video, I said I wasn't counting this join as the first half of the next stitch, but I examined it again, and I think it would take too much space and perhaps make the rings uneven if it wasn't counted. So I decided this time to count it as part of my next stitch. So that's 1 stitch made of the next 3 stitches. 2, 3, graduated picots, a short one, a longer one, a short one, 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, a picot, and 5 stitches to complete the ring. 2, 3, 4, 5, and close the ring. And if I turn it around, you can see that there's no purple showing in the blue ring. If you'd used a normal join, you'd have a little blip of color there where the picots join into the ring. So for those who don't like that blip of color when working in 2 colors, this is the join to use. There are other ways of making blipless joins, I believe, but this is my way. So again, so we're doing the next lock chain, and I'm starting with the second half unflipped, and I pull that nice and tight, and then I carry on with flipped following by unflipped. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're ready to make the next ring, and as you can see again, it's the blue thread facing up, and I want the purple thread to face up. So I'm still holding on around my hand, I'm just passing it through like this. And then tighten this little knot like this. And now the purple thread is facing upwards, ready to make the next ring. So 5 stitches, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're making the blipless join. Pull a loop through as for a normal join, but don't pass your shuttle through it. Make the next first half of a double stitch. Now pass your shuttle through it, and then tighten everything. As you can see, I just sort of jiggle my threads a little bit back and forth until they all fall into place. And second half to complete it. And then 2 more stitches. Graduated picots, 1 short one, 1 long one, 1 short one, and 3 stitches. So that's, I got 1 stitch that I've already made to complete the picot, and then 2 more stitches. So that's 3, a picot, and 5 more stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll make 1 last blue ring. Adjust my picots a little bit on top of each other. So we're making the next lock chain. So I'm starting with the first half unflipped, and I'm pulling that nice and tight so there's no gap under my ring, and then I'm making my 4 double stitches of lock chain, if we can call them that. So that's 1 flipped, 1 unflipped, 2, 3, 4, and now we're doing the shoelace trick, just passing my shuttle from underneath around the purple thread, and then tightening that, and my blue thread is now in position to start the next ring. 5 stitches, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the blipless join. Pull a loop, make the next first half of a double stitch, pass your shuttle through the loop, and tighten everything. I've got an extra little bit of thread here that's not falling into place. I'm just going to loosen that again. Here we go, like this, and the second half to complete it. 2 more stitches before the picots, 3 graduated picot, short, long, short, 3 stitches, 2, 3, a picot, and 5 stitches to complete the ring. 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we are. So there's still a little bit of curve on the lock chains. Normally a lock chain can be very straight if you want it for that purpose. I've made it just a tiny bit longer so it still curves a little bit between the rings. And if you look on the other side, there are no blips of color where we made the joins between the 2 colored rings. So here we are, the little edging that's used for the blipless join demonstration. I hope you find this useful for your projects. See you next time. Bye-bye.